Good afternoon, folks. It's your boy Richie Rich here. Today in this video, I'm back with another gaming video today. So yeah, I understand it's been a while now. It's been a long time since I've done these gaming videos before, but I figured it'd be a good opportunity to like do some more. Like considering I'll be working in like a week or so, but well, roughly about in like a couple days time. So today in this video, I'm currently going to be playing some Forza Horizon 2 2014. So now I figured today for this I would want to be doing some more Forza, but at the same time I feel like it's a bit too much to like do Forza, considering like I had rumors going on about like I've been told a lot how like motorsport is better and like Horizon not as such, like in terms of like how it is, like where they would want it to be at. What I'm trying to say is like half of the people are into Horizon, the other half meanwhile are into say the first half, the 50% of people are in Horizon. The other half, meanwhile, the other 50% are in motorsport. Well, yeah. So the other half is in Horizon. The other half is in motorsport. The other half is in Horizon, and some will be like both. But people have different opinions for what is the best game for like the entire Forza franchise. That's been going on. It's a bit like the Fast and Furious franchise. Like it's been going on like for the past like 20 plus years, like 20, 22 years, roughly around there. So 22 years has been like going has been like going on for this franchise for such a long time, considering it's been successful. Other times not as such as it would be as planned, but it is what it is. I mean, that's how they basically do the movie, like the entire franchise for the Fast and Furious. Say for the entire Fast and Furious movie franchise has been going on. So I figured it is what it is. So today I'm currently playing Horizon 2 2014, and I'm currently driving my 2012 or 2012, I would say, to make things easier and shorter. Nissan GTR R35 Black Edition right here. This is the big brother of the Skyline generation. After well, I would say little brother, because this is the newer like edition of the car from the early 2010s, talking like 2011, 2012, and so on and so forth. It's the new generation of its previous big brother, the R34 Skyline GTR, my dream JDM car from 1999 up until 2002, because those are the years that the Skyline R34 was released, or was like made, I would say, for the past 3 years from that generation, from like the very late 90s up until the end of the very late 90s and the start of the very early 2000s. So I figured I'll drive this about, and I'm currently going to be doing something which I have not been doing for a while now, but I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I'm going to be driving the cars that I got in my cars from Fast and Furious, specifically this one, Fast and Furious 7 2015, which was Paul Walker's final film before his tragic passing. So yeah, may rest in peace, Paul. We miss you. We miss you, pal, so much. May God bless to you, Paul. Let me just do it again. Sorry, don't mess up. Did I do it right? I can't really tell. Did I do the praying method right, or is it differently? Let me know in the comments of what the actual kind of, I would say, blessing type praying method is to help out, like, like your fallen like ancestors. If they pass away, like, you have to bless them for them to be with God up in heaven, watching over their um, ancestors from above to help support them in many ways. As again, even if they suffer from tough times, they will still be up there above their family and supporting them. They support each other, because it does happen, like this. But yeah, and it's dark outside, so it was 6 minutes, so we should probably get started right now. So before I start, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit that notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Why did I do that? And so yeah, and I'm actually feeling a bit feeling better today, because yesterday, well, today I got home at like 5 in the morning, so 5 a.m. in the morning. The reason being is because I went out to like parties and all that stuff, and drinking, because I'm 18 years old. At that age, I can drink. Like alcohol, I've been drinking, So and that nearly killed me. Like, I was like passing out so much, getting dizzy, and my hearing was like not going so well. But I'm okay. I've learned my lesson at that time, and next time if I go to parties like this, I will be careful and not go too crazy in drinking and all that stuff like I did before. Well, like I did at that time. And I got home at like 5 in the morning. It's not a good feeling for me, and I got 2 hours of sleep or something. I don't know, or maybe like 10-20 minutes. I got no idea. But yeah, I was just so tired. Like, I wanted to still stay up, but I just could not. I didn't have the energy. Like, I did not have the energy to do so. But like I said, I've learned my lesson. I'll promise next time if I were to go to like these parties again, I promise I will be careful at that time, because you never know what's gonna happen to you. Like, you're gonna get like drunk, or you're gonna get like dizzy. You're gonna feel not so well inside. Just keep this to yourselves as well. Just a reminder: if you're planning to go out to parties like this, my recommendation is always be careful, okay? Because you never know what might happen to you at that time, or anywhere around the world. You might get like injured, or like like sick, and like dizzy, or anything like that, and leapy a little bit. But different ways can happen at different times when they occur. You just never know. But at different times it would really happen. It depends on like many things, like how your condition would be and everything else. Could be many things. So I'm currently drinking lime. Well, not lime. I'm sorry, lemonade. It was sorry. I was drinking lemonade. Ugh. Bit too sour for me, but it's all right. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. So it's 10 minutes already. At that moment, I would still be like doing gaming, but because I was giving a little brief description of what's been going on, I currently wasted nearly 10 minutes of this video. I'm not that kind of person to waste any time at all, but I know what I have to do. Well, I don't know why I said that. I did not want to be the person to waste anyone's time, but I was just giving you brief information of what's going on. All right, without any further ado, let's get cracking. So here we go. So for those who don't know why I got a cable attached to why I got like a USB charger on the controller, that's because my batteries are dead on them. So with this plugged in, it actually helps it a lot more to work. And just plug it into the USB socket, straight into the wall. I got a little outlet right there. I can just connect that, and it'll send power through that outlet into like the cable, into the wiring. You plug it in, and it'll start to give all the power into the controller. A lot of it, because this one is around, I'd say it's around 12 volts, I think. Possibly, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know. But before I go for a drive in this GTR, I'm gonna check out what cars there are, because there's a lot of cars there. So we got a 2005 Ford GT, a Ferrari Dino 246 GT. I believe that's from the 60s, I think, or 70s, possibly 60s. I guess. I think it's 60s. Another 2012 GTR Black Edition, a 2009 Ferrari 458 Italia, a Team Forza Edition, because on the side it says 10 years of Forza. Well, it says 10 years actually, and it's got a little Forza symbol in the back. Not in the back, but on the side it has. I'll show you. Right here, and it even says Pininfarina on there on the side. So if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but there's a white icon right there, right where the back wheel is on the Ferrari, and it says 10 years, because it marks the 10th anniversary, like 10 years of Forza going into this. You know, at that time, they've been doing Forza for like over 10 whole years. They've been doing this. Pretty much, I think they've been doing this for like past, like 20 years, I think. Like, I think a little bit over, maybe below like 20 years, roughly around there for Forza franchise. I don't know, but like I said, like they've been doing this for a long time. Like a lot of motorsport mainly, but they do less Horizon. I think it's because people like it, that they would want it to be more on the track rather than it being on the road. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, sorry, I was just gonna plug my phone in because the dead. Hang on, I'll be back. Just gotta adjust. There we go. Perfect. And as you can see, I'm growing a beard all around, looking fresh. Well, apart from this, which is messed up. So, I'm gonna leave this to grow, like, completely right now. Oh, a little bit longer, maybe like a month or two, I don't know, but I'll find out. I apologize for the angle. I know it's not really straight, but, alright, so we got, like, the 2011, I think it is 2011, McLaren 12C, brilliant car. We got a 2005 Ford GT, 2014, I believe. Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4. And that, by the way, is the cover car of the game, actually. So, this right here, so it's currently the cover car of the second Horizon game. And this car, the Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4 2014, is the exact same car as the Huracan for the cover car. I apologize for the price. I paid 10 quid for this, 10 pounds, which that's not bad. Like, video games these days are going up for like high prices, really. The most amount of money I had to pay for a game was like almost 30 quid. 30 quid for a game. That is just outrageous. Outrageous, I'll tell you that. So this is the cover car for Horizon 2 2014. So that's good. Some of the cars on there are also have like, might be on like the cover cars as well for the different Forza games, but the main one that there is the Huracan LP610-4. What that means is that it's got a naturally aspirated 5.2 liter V10 engine. So yeah, a V10 making 610 horsepower, going through a four-wheel drive system, a 7-speed dual clutch or robotized manual gearbox. Yeah, manual gearbox or single clutch, as you would call it. But they're making new versions of these cars. But the best, I have to say, has gotta be the early mid 2010 Lambos. Definitely like 2010 itself. 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015 as well, I would say. Like, I'm not much of a 2014, 15, like 16, 17, 18, and 19 kind of guy. I've been more into like the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s and the early 2010s up until for 2011, 2012, and 2013. Those are the main years that I've always been into because the old days have always been more of like our childhood. Well, my childhood pretty much is like of cars. Because with these, like, at that moment for these cars when they came out from like 2010, 2011, 2012 to 2013, they were just brilliant in every way, like always have been. Like, if I were to stick with the best generation of years, I would stick with the early 2010s, which would be 2011, well, 2010 itself, then 11, 12, and 13. Those are the main ones I would stick. But the main one I would definitely want to stick with forever has got to be 2013. Because for that year, it was the perfect year for video games to come out. Like, Need for Speed Rivals, for example, that came out in 2013. And the same with Forza Motorsport 5, which I got from 2013 as well. And that was the year the 6th installment of the Fast and Furious movie came out. Fast and Furious 6, 2013 came out. And that one was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fast 5 2011 was good, but Fury 6 2013 was just better because it was basically based in London for most of the scenes. And for other scenes as well that they used was around, I think it was Brazil? I can't really tell. When Brian and Dom were racing to Mia at that moment, I kind of forgot. I think it was Brazil. I don't really know. No, not Brazil, sorry. It was Spain. Yeah, there we go. No, not Spain. Oh god, what was it? Or I think it was Spain. Or Brazil. Either Brazil or Spain. I can't really remember. It was that scene where Brian and Dom were racing to Mia. Because Brian was a father at that time. And their GTR and Challenger. I think it was Spain. I don't know. I believe it was. I don't know. Anyways, so we got the new 2014 Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4 for this generation. Then we got a Ferrari 430 Scuderia. Yeah, Scuderia. Which is pretty cool. And there was an R8 which just pulled up. So yeah, 430 Scuderia. I like this one. Always has been my favorite Ferrari. And we got the Team Forza version of the Lamborghini Huracan, so of the 2014 Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4. So it's basically it's the same car as this one, but the only difference is that it's got a rear wing and a front bumper, and a Forza livery on the sides and on the hood as well, or bonnet. Well, the trunk or the boots, because the engine is at the back, not at the front. This huge V10 would not even fit at the front, because they fit it at the back, because it's like balanced in the middle. So yeah, Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4 Team Forza edition. So yeah, Team Forza edition, and we got, I believe it's a 2011, I think. Team Forza version of the Audi R8 Coupe or Coupe V10 Plus 5.2 FSI Quattro. It used to have the original 4.2 liter V8 from the Audi RS4. Now it's got a 5.2 liter naturally aspirated Lamborghini V10, and that is just brilliant. An Audi with a Lambo engine. This is pretty good because Audi was like owned by a Lamborghini at that time, or well, Audi owned Lamborghini, and the Audi did like the engine and the gearbox and so on and so forth, and the drivetrain, and Lamborghini did like the looks, the styling, and like the attention to detail, which they go crazy with that. They go nuts with that, with the designs and the looks on their Lambos. Say we got an Audi R8 Coupe, Coupe. Say Audi R8 Coupe, Audi R8 Coupe V10 Plus 5.2 FSI Quattro Team Forza version, and we got another 2005 Ford GT. So there's like one. How many Ford G? Oh, I think I missed some. I don't know, but we got my GTR. The Ford GT 2005. Oh, we missed a couple. Oh my god. I apologize. I just missed out a couple cars. Oh my lord. So there's the Ferrari Challenge Stradale, which I drive the most. And by the way, with that car, like there's a challenge event that you have to try to be like, I think it was a plane. And if you win, they allow you to keep the car for free. Seriously, that is true. Absolutely like true. If you've played this, you would realize. Seriously, no joke. It is actually for free. If you can actually, it is for free if you beat. I believe it was a plane. I can't remember. I've played this long ago. Yeah, long ago I played that challenge. Way before I started my YouTube career for this. It's a Ferrari Challenge Stradale, which is basically a more faster, lighter, and tougher version of the original 430. I think. Yeah, 430 it was. I think it was. No, not 430. Or 360 Medina. I don't know. Then we got the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 570-4 Superleggera. Oh. Well, he's gone. Okay, there's so many cars. We should probably just get going. Alright. So whereabouts am I at? Oh, we're in Cisteron. Let the my dream car go by, the Ferrari 458 Italian, and right here I modified my 2012 Nissan GTR Black Edition to look like Brian O'Connor's Fast and Furious 7, Furious 7 GTR, which, by the way, I have the movie, I've seen it, it was just brilliant. Like, if I had to pick my most favorite Fast and Furious movie, and like my all-time best Fast and Furious movie, I would pick Furious 7. I mean, I like all of them. All of them are good. But like I said, if I had to pick one, then the 7th one would be good. Like, I mean, they're all good, but the 7th installment has just been, literally the best. Awesome. Literally the best. Alright, so let's go to the garage.
Hey, don't be shy. Come on in. Let's fix her up.
Sure. Well, it is already fixed, but I want to like change out the car right now. So, where's the... There we go. Okay, so here it is. So the first car I'm going to go with to drive is the 2008 Subaru Impreza WRX STI. And this car, I modified it to look like Brian O'Connor's Subaru from the seventh Fast and Furious movie. I was gonna say fourth, but I tried to do the one from the fourth movie, and I kind of messed up because like it had some kind of like red lines on it, and it had like a white Velside body kit. I talked about that car before. You might have seen the video, but yeah, it had like some details to it which I didn't put on, and because for a fact there's no body kits available for this car at all. So yeah. So basically, I modified my Subaru. I haven't put any power to it. It's just still 305 horsepower from a 2.5 liter turbocharged flat four boxer motor, EJ 27 or EJ 257. I can't really tell, or not really sure. But the one I'm gonna drive is the Furious 7 version, which it took a while just to do it. Like at the start, like I tried to do like a replica of this. It had the same color onto it. It was actually the standard color that I got to this car. So this is the standard color that I got to this car. And for this car, what I did is I did carbon fiber to the hood, the mirrors as well, just to get that lightness onto it. Not like from the light, but like as in to reduce weight, just to get it a little bit lighter. And for the design on the sides, I'll show you. Like I'll get into the car and I'll show you what I mean. So what I did is so if I go to upgrades and paint, upgrades and paints, what I did is I basically hold on, let me just adjust this. This video is gonna take a while, as I realized. Basically, what I done is on the sides right here, when I first did this, it was black, but then I did some some changes to it. So basically, what I done is I put on I changed out the color of this of the decals, and I painted them gray to match the one from the movie. So yeah, I've done that, and I added like the black lines on the side, going from the roof all the way down from the door to the side skirt. So that is what I did. As for the wheels, don't really know what exact wheels there were, but there were 6-spoke kind of wheels. So the closest I could do are the I installed some I installed some 5 Ziegen ZR plus 520, so yeah, some 5 Ziegen ZR plus 520 wheels, and left them stock 18 inches. Haven't done the wheel size because in the movie it looked alright. It looked like there were 18-inch wheels. So in the movie, I did the closest I could do for the wheels. As for body kits, there was like I said, or I think I said it, I don't know. There was no body kits available for this car at all. But there is like some companies out there that would do body kits for a car like this. And I accidentally did a huge mistake. What I did is I made the car rear wheel drive because I tried to get it lighter as possible, but it was just not right for a rally car to have rear wheel drive, because for this it actually affects performance, such as the speed, The acceleration, a little bit worse. The most worse is the launch. It affects the launch by 1.8. So it went from 10 to 8.2. Say 1.8 is affected by almost 2. It's been affected by. Just because of the rear-wheel drive drivetrain. The rear-wheel drive drivetrain I installed to this car. So I got back on. So I got back on all-wheel drive for this because obviously it's an all-wheel drive rally car, which they did do well for their rally championships and other races as well. And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was gonna rain. Oh my God, Lord. Whoa, come on. Actually, you know what? What should I race? Huracan or Gallardo? Oh God, which one should I go with? Oh God, which one should I go? Huracan or Gallardo? They're basically like both the same anyway. Well, underneath, like they're both the same car. So I figured, because it's 2014 for this, and Furious 7 came out in 2015, I'm gonna race the Huracan because basically they're both the same car anyway. So what's the difference there? Gallardo is basically like the same as the Huracan underneath, same V10 engine, but a little bit different in terms of like performance and other tweaks into it as well. Hear that V10? Come on. It is good, but it's no match against the flat 4 boxer engine. Let me just turn it up so you guys can hear it. There we go. We got a Team Forza R8 with the V10. And I got another V10 car, the Lexus LFA. It seems like literally, oh, come on. It seems like I've been seeing more V10 cars around here. Look, I've literally seen a bunch of them. I've seen like the Huracan, the Gallardo, and the LFA. So yeah. God, that Huracan just gone past me. Look at that. All because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, at least we got something there. Oh God. I did not shift. Oh my lord. Oh, he's gonna beat me. Oh no. I'm gonna rewind because like I know it's gonna like affect a little bit, but I have no choice but to use rewinds because I know I'm gonna mess up. Oh God. I have to do it twice. Not at the same spot, literally. It's just gonna make things worse. Okay, so not gonna mess up this time. Come on. Yes! 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 Come on! Woo! Yes! Ha ha ha! Yes! Got it. Let's go. Come on. $7,000. That's not bad. I mean, it's not. It doesn't sound like much, but it's okay. Sorry, Lambo. I don't know if you guys could hear this, but I could hear like the wastegate or the turbo flowing. I think it was the wastegate. Hear it. Yeah. Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna stop. Can you hear that? Alright, hear it. That's. genius. And got some alarms. And this never, like, ever gets old. This turbo noise. And random. Just like in the movie Fast and Furious 7, Brian's Subaru crashes into the rocks. So I kind of did something like that. The only difference is that there was like no rocks there. There's no rocks there. There's like umbrellas and chairs there, and like the damage physics in this game are nothing compared to the ones in real life. Because that one in the movie, Subaru like broke into many pieces. Like it was shot, like it had bullet holes all over the windshield, all over it, and it even said Continental on the top. But Brian like pushed it out. Tej gave him a boost, causing the rear taillights to fly out, and also it caused also the rear taillights to fall out, and add front end damage to it. Ford F-150 SVT Raptor Cheetos edition. What? Hold on. What? It has an Xbox livery, so how is that the Cheetos edition? Or it just might be Xbox edition. Xbox edition. I can't really tell for sure. And it's got a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Hell yeah! And this is the SVT version. This came out in 2011. Perfect year for trucks like these and other cars. Yeah. And it said Cheetos edition. What? I think we took a picture of this car before. I can't really remember. Let me just do it again, just to be sure. The SL65 AMG Black Series. Which is a pretty cool car indeed. These wheels are almost identical to the ones I got. Look at these. These kind of remind me of the wheels on Brian's Subaru from the 7th Fast and Furious movie. I got kind of the same, but the only difference is like the way they look. I mean, from this with these brakes glowing, it literally looks like a BMW wheel. I could tell because of the on the badge right here. It doesn't really say BMW on there, but it has, what does it say? ZR Plus. Like these wheels are just cool, outrageously cool. I'm just saying, like some BMW performance cars would really have the same kind of identical style, shape for the rims. Like for example, an M3 CSL, they got crazy huge wheels. So yeah, I had to do that just to get a picture of the car. Which, if you take pictures of the cars, you can actually get money for it, which is actually true. Anyways, next car I'm gonna be driving is also another all-wheel drive car. That V12 just sounds awesome, and same as this flat 4 boxer engine, which is pretty good. But boxer motors do tend to suffer like. Oh my god, I accidentally. Oh my lord.
Hey, we're going to be hosting a new tournament on Isola della Tempesta. It's going to be more extreme than anything we've done so far, and we have some all-new event types. Are you in?
Hold on.
As you may have noticed, Isola della Tempesta is home to its own tropical subclimate. We'll be seeing storms like this pretty regularly throughout the season. It's a very different set of challenges from anything we've faced so far. You combine that with some really harsh and rugged terrain, and I think you'll start to get the idea of why we're here.
Forza Horizon 2 Storm Island. No point for me because it doesn't work. See? It doesn't. I was supposed to go on photo mode to take a picture of the cars. So I know I took a picture of that. I think it was an SL65. I don't know. So Brian's Subaru is done. Next up, we got a 2015 Mustang GT, and yeah, I took a picture of those cars. So I need only 15 left, so 15 to go to get 100 grand. And then we got the RUF RT12S, I think, which is basically I call a Porsche 911 Turbo on steroids. Look at this. Basically, underneath it's the same as a Porsche 911, but RUF take things to a new level. So like they restore old Porsches to their specific requirements, I would say. So if I had to go with one of these cars, either the RUF or the LFA, I would say the RUF because it's much lighter and it's much better looking. Well, not really better looking, but it is good looking, I would say. The same with the LFA. But the LFA is naturally aspirated 4.8 liter. That's right, 4.8 liter, 552 horsepower V10 engine. Just screams. Literally, it just sounds brilliant, like the LFA. Just looking around. It literally sounds epic. Literally. Even though this car costs $340,000, or maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depending on the version that there is, because they even have like the Nürburgring edition of this car. And like they would start off to make it with aluminum. There was a story to that from Top Gear actually. Before after it was made with aluminum, the car, or aluminium, before it was on sale, someone said it would be better if the body was more of carbon fiber rather than aluminum, and they just started over again. But I know for a fact that they only sold it for 340 grand, and you lose money for every single time. Well, for every single one that leaves the dealership. It was something like that Clarkson said. I don't really know. Alright, next up from the list to take pictures of cars to get money is the... Oh, we've done that. It was a Ford Bronco. I think that the Bronco was used in the O.J. Simpson's movie. I don't really know. I swear it was. I don't know. Oh man, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, rear wheel spin while going in reverse, and all-wheel drive spin. So all-wheel spin while going forward, and did a full donut. All right, here's the details of the garage. It's not as huge as the festival from the first Horizon game, Horizon 2012, which I played before.
Hey, how's it going? What can I do to help you?
It's good. I want to change out a car. So yeah, I played Horizon number 1 at the start. Well, not really at the start, but I played the game before, and from that moment, it was the best. At that time, the first Horizon game for me was the best. Okay, so let's see what we got. So we got the 2012 Dodge Charger SRT. I was about to say it, but my voice just cut out. At the moment, I was going to say it. So, yeah, we got the 2012 Dodge Charger SRT8. And this car was also used in Need for Speed Rivals as the cop car. So it had like Brembo brakes, which are supposed to be huge, but they're actually quite small. I mean, Brembo brakes are cool. So I went with Forza brakes because they will stop the car a lot better, and it's lighter for the car. Its performance is better. So I've done the brakes, then the suspension, the both front and rear anti-roll bars, the weight reduction, bruh. I've done that. Didn't add a roll cage to it because I know it's gonna affect the performance, so I left it that. So what else is it? I've done the clutch, the transmission or gearbox, carbon fiber driveline, and I didn't do the limited slip differential two-way because I didn't have enough cash to do it. But now I do, and it's already installed on the car. So it's currently got a 6.4 liter V8. If I go to the auto show and see how much horsepower that car had, I want to see like what improvements there were. I can't really tell.
Dude, what's up? How can I help?
I'm good. I just want to see the upgrades onto the Dodge. So it had 470 horsepower, so I installed an extra 10 horsepower. Huh. And it makes the same horsepower as the 2012 Dodge Challenger SRT8, which I had to pay $36,000 for. The Charger, meanwhile, I paid $34,200, so it's $1,800 less than what I paid for the car. Not in real life, only in the Forza games I paid for cars. At this point, I would want to go with the Fast and Furious cars, but the problem is I have to have Xbox Live access, which I don't really. So, but I basically modified the Fast and Furious cars at that time. I'd buy the original, the standard versions of those cars and modify them close to the Fast and Furious ones. The best one I would want to go with is definitely that 1970 Charger RT Fast and Furious edition, because for this car, it has nitrous in it. Well, if you do like events for it, it will allow you to have access for NOS. If you get like the Fast and Furious pack with this, if you get the Fast and Furious pack for this game, it will allow you to have access to use of nitrous. And you do all the events until you do like another event to get like the remaining Fast and Furious cars, and for one of the events, you'll be able to get a Supra at that time, which is pretty cool. So yeah, what else? So I got, so from the American muscle cars I got, so we got American Racers and US Street Muscle. So out of these two modern cars, I got the 2012 Dodge Charger SRT8 and the 2012 Dodge Challenger SRT8. 392, which means I think it has like a 392 V8 into it. I don't know, but it makes the same horsepower as the Charger. So yeah, they both make the same power anyways. So yeah, the Challenger has the exact same power as the Charger. I don't like, and I was wondering for the first time, like, what is the difference between the two, like the Charger and the Challenger, because they're basically the same like cars underneath. I mean, they have like the same engines and everything else, but like, what's the difference in between them? Because I don't know at all, like, what the difference is. All I did for this is I just installed an air intake upgrade. That's all I did. Or air filter upgrade. So, and the top speed is 191 with its standard, but it does 193 with just that air filter upgrade. So, I'm gonna see what other cars are there. What I have not upgraded. And for some of the cars I got, they have designs onto them which if you go to like paint, for example, they would have some designs on it. For example, I went on to the 2014 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. There was no design options for this car because I don't have access to the designs, because I usually just make my own designs for the cars. And apparently, if I went I went onto the paint section of the car, and it actually had like the kind of the same color on there, but if I went onto that, and it has a livery decal to it. It goes for different cars these days with the decals and whatnot. So I went with that. So let's see. Is there any cars that I could drive which I have not upgraded or anything like that? So there's the 2012 Challenger SRT 392, which I modified to look like the one from the Pennzoil advertisement. For those who don't know what Pennzoil is basically like an oil company. So it's basically like an oil type company. Which, if you have seen, like, they have featured different cars with the exact same yellow paint scheme into it. Like for like the M4, the Challenger Demon SRT, the Viper, which was known as the last Viper, which actually is the last one. They're never gonna make any more Vipers again. Or they might. I can't really tell. Or that might be the last one. I don't know. But what they did for that was they had different cars for different scenes and like different locations, possibly different drivers. I don't know. And with like different messages for tasks and whatnot. And for this, they do this in different countries for this. For example, the Challenger that they used was the SRT Demon, and they used that in America. The BMW M4, so the F82 M4, they used that at the Nürburgring Nordschleife in Germany, and they used the Viper in America as well. The Ferrari 488, I believe it was Italy. I can't really remember. And they used like an M6, which was like what I know for a fact is that it was driving along the ice, which was I think it was either Finland or Norway or maybe Sweden. I don't know, but wherever it is, it was based in like one of those. All right, let's see the performance. So we got a 6.8 liter, I believe it, no, twin turbocharged V8. I still got the standard turbos to it. And it made 762 horsepower. And I couldn't upgrade the turbos, nor could I upgrade the intercooler because I didn't have enough cash. But you know what? I decided I would just go with the turbos. I'll go with the flow and install them, and the intercooler. And now I've got a total of 907 horsepower. So that is 146 more. We'll round that up as like 150 more horsepower than before. And I don't really drive these cars because, like, you know, they're just gonna slide around and whatnot, which they are known for. Like these American muscle cars, they do crash a lot. All right. Okay, so I even used the M3 for this. Well, they did have the F82 M4, but it was locked for me, so I couldn't get it. So I went with so I decided to go with the 2008 M3, which is pretty cool. So let's use. So I'm gonna drive. What should we drive? So let's drive the 2012 Charger SRT. But before I do, I'm gonna do some upgrades to it. So I have got, let's see what we got. So I got the brakes, the suspension, both the front and rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, weight reduction on there. What else? Clutch, gearbox, driveline, differential, and air intake upgrades. All right, next up I'm gonna do is intake manifold and throttle body. I'm gonna basically make the car lighter. So I'm gonna install an exhaust system. The valves I'll do as well. The displacement I'll do from a 6.5 to a 6.8 liter V8. I'll do the pistons. And we already got the flywheel. So now I got 556 horsepower. Now it does 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. I didn't look before what it was with 480. Yeah, 480 horsepower. I apologize. So now it does now it does 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. Top speed 203 miles an hour, which is pretty good. All right. Now let's drive. Oh, come on. I just knocked out an SLS. He went flying. And straight away, there was a 911 Turbo. Sorry. So, before I do like a race, I'm going to test out its handling. So, let's do a 6th gear. Let's see how it handles. And around the corner. Oh, it does handle good, actually. What if I go 5th? 4th? It is good, but with that automatic, it's just ridiculous. I hate automatics. I've always been more into manual cars. Look at this, it's got the paddle shifters on it. What? I hate paddle shifters. Paddle shifters these days are just like terrible. It's going past 90s, I think. 90s Viper, which I think I got. I don't know. Yeah, I believe I do. God, so tired. I had a little bit of those turbos, I think it was. I can't remember.
Alright, so what are we doing to your ride today?
No, it wasn't turbos. It was a supercharger. I'm gonna change out to a different car because this Charger barely handles well. I mean, it handles like a boat right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with some classic cars. I'll say from like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the 90s. So the one I'm gonna go with is I'm going to drive in my. Which should we go for? I got 2 options: Camaro or Mustang. I'm gonna go with let's go with the 1990 Chevy Camaro IROC Z. So let's do it. I want to see what I've got for performance upgrades. So I got a 6.2 liter V8 with 417 horsepower, which is a pretty good amount of power. I mean, over 400 horsepower. I mean, it makes 2 more horsepower than a 911 GT3 RS, which had around 415 horsepower, roughly around there, which was the one used in Top Gear, where they're driving 3 supercars across the mountains of both Monte Carlo in the south of France. In the GT3 RS, the Lamborghini Gallardo, Superleggera it was, I think it was, and then the not Lamborghini, sorry, Aston Martin V8 Vantage Racing Edition. Alright, so let's see what we got. So not gonna do not gonna check engine upgrades first. I'm gonna check out the important upgrades. Handling. So I've done the brakes, yep. The suspension, yep, good. Both front and rear ends are roll bars. Let's check. Yep, perfect. Weight reduction, I've done that. I've done that. What else? I've done, yep, the clutch, the gearbox, the drive line, and the differential. Perfect. Want to just double check again, just to make sure. Yep, clutch, gearbox, drive line, carbon fiber, and limited slip diff. And yeah, differential. No need to check the race tires. Well, no need to check the tires because I already done them. Race tires. I can tell because of the check marks on the sides. I'm not gonna do like these type of upgrades, like the front bumper, the wing, and the hood, because it's just gonna ruin the look on the car if I put like different parts onto it. So let's see if we got everything upgraded. So now we can do the power. So done air intake, intake manifold and throttle body, yep. Fuel system, yep. Ignition, exhaust, camshafts, valves, engine block or displacement, pistons, oil and cooling, and flywheel. Yep, got all that down. It's producing 417 horsepower from a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, which is good. 672 torques, 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. Top speed 192 miles an hour. That's pretty good for a car from the early 90s. That's pretty good, like really good. Yeah, my 1990 Chevy Camaro IROC-C. So I'm gonna drive this a little bit. Yeah. So it does have a top speed of 140, but I know it would not do 140 because I know it does like 190 or so. I mean, 140 is good, but you know, I would rather let the cars go faster, like 150, 60, 160, 170, 180, and even 190 miles an hour. Not sure about 200 though, but the best speed for me to go for is either between 180 and 190 miles an hour. So either 180 or 190, somewhere around there, is the ones I would go with personally. It's got good brakes right now. I just realized. And you can even hear the tires squeal in pain. They just turn around. And
Alright, dude. Let me know what you need.
I'm gonna change out the car right now. So what I'm gonna go with is I got a couple options I could go for. Maybe some Evos. The Evo 6, Evo 8, Evo 8, or the Evo 10 GSR. Even though the Evo 8 is an MR, the other two are GSRs. Let's use God, I don't know. Let's use the 2008 Subaru Impreza WRX STI. We're gonna drive it a little bit. Modify it to look like Brian's Subaru from the 7th Fast and Furious movie. So here it is. I did kind of like the liveries and the else to what it was in the movie. So here it is all around the sides. Do a U-turn. Oh, that was perfect. That was awesome, actually. It's not bad. Brake. Brake so late. Yeah, it slides around because I installed race tires to it. Okay, so now next one is...
Dude, come on in. How can I help?
Is the R35 GTR. I went past it. There it is, with a 4.1 liter twin turbocharged V6 instead of the usual 3.8 liters. There we go. So from 3.8 liters to a bored out 4.1 liters. So it's now got a 4.1 liter twin turbocharged V6 with 1,017 horsepower roughly. And I just whacked into a 2012 Aston Martin Vanquish. Sorry, I apologize. This GTR sounds awesome, I ain't gonna lie. Sounds brilliant. And let's go back. Oh, this is the best part I want to do. From the movie Fury 7. This. Wait for it. I'm gonna have to use traction control. Keep traction control turned on. Oh, that was terrible. But it was that one, like, kind of 360-degree spin. There we go. That was perfect. Just like the one in the movie. Oh. Before I move on to the next one, I'm gonna take a picture of the cars. Just in case, just double check if I have not done it or not. From this angle, it literally looks like the one from the 7th installment. Literally, look at this. Like, what do you guys think? Is this cool? The R35 Fury 7 replica done? Or what? Comment down below what you guys think of this car. With the big brakes and the black wheels with race tires. Blue paint with on the hood carbon fiber. It's kind of tough to really see from like this angle. It looks blue, but if you go closer, you see the lines. I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but it is actual carbon fiber. Let me zoom out. All right, and then on the back, I basically did this myself. Painted it black, just like the one in the movie. Had it back, like with black trunk lid actually. So this car is awesome. Like, I beg to differ, like this car is brilliant. Can't go wrong with an R35. This is Godzilla for a reason. And I can see the red calipers there. This is brilliant. I mean, red calipers on performance cars. That is brilliant. Brake and reverse. And lastly,
Hey, don't be shy. Come on in. Let's fix her up.
Thanks. The last car I'm going to drive before I move on is... oh, there we go. Yes, the 1998 Toyota Supra RZ. So this right here was was Paul Walker's actual Toyota Supra, because he owned a Supra like this. There's a little bit of differences to this. For example, if I go to the as you can see right here, what I've done is I've done a little bit of like a replica to the car with like the wheels onto it and everything. The original Supra like this modified it to look like Paul's actual Supra, which he owned actually. It was his personal Supra. He bought it with his own money. And the wheels he had were like BBS wheels, but the ones I installed were the 19-inch Haman Edition Race. Would have wanted to go with the HRA 546Rs, but the Haman Edition Race were brilliant. It started off with some stock 17-inch wheels, but then I installed 19-inch wheels. It was a replica of what I did to honor Paul Walker. So before I go, I drive this car for like one last time. I am going to like do the wheels, because these wheels right here, they are good, but I'm gonna not install, but do what should I go with? I'm gonna go with brushed aluminum or brushed aluminium, and the windows are already tinted, so let's drive this car for one last time. And that'll be the last car I'll drive for for Forza, pretty much. Alright. Really? What car is that? Now I know what these things are. Those are like those special racing trucks they use in like stadium super trucks, SST. So it's used in the USAC, United States. So USAC, United States Auto Club, I think it was. Hold on, let me just go back. Say Auto Club, it was. By R. Gordon. And it crashed into my Supra, but the thing is I don't have any damage to it. These wheels just look brilliant. I mean, it was brushed aluminum or aluminium. Look, from this distance, look at it. It's well. I think I just found my rival. You already know what's gonna happen. The 1970 Dodge Charger RT Furious 7 Edition. Let's go. Let's race this guy. Which I know for a fact he's gonna beat me because he's got NOS, but in racing for like race events, it will actually allow you. It was like on the streets or something, it will barely allow you to use NOS. Sorry, with your pal Brian behind you. can't really stop though because of the tires I installed. God, you know, he's fast. Alright, let's do it. Let's race. Gosh, show your RT Fast and Furious edition. He's 900, I am... Oh god, 861. He's gonna beat me, I know it. No wonder why he's faster than me, because of the class limit I got. And I'm sliding all over the place. That doesn't do any better. Oh, come on, I thought I was gonna go further, but no. Oh, this is ridiculous. RUF. RT12S, I think it was. Yep, it was. I think it's a 2011. Oh my god, what am I hitting? Damn. Where is he? There he is. Come on, I should add all-wheel drive to this in order to gain control of this car. But I know for a fact. God, I'm just gonna lose. Come on. I'm just crashing everywhere. Yeah, I'm just crashing everything at the moment. Oh my god. I couldn't control it. I was trying to turn right so I regain control without sliding off the road and into a tree. Just like how Paul Walker had that accident. For even though he was not driving, he still had that. Oh, come on. Yeah, see? Look at it. He just beat me because he has nitrous or something. I mean, I upgraded my car to the full max. But, you know, it's about having fun, you know? It's not really about a race. Oh, wait, hold on. Alright, now I'm just gonna cruise. I figure I'm gonna end it there. Alright, so if you guys like this video, like it, subscribe. So like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hey, Mitsubishi Lancer, Evil ASMR, yeah. So I'm gonna go. If you guys like this, if you guys like this video, like it. So like it, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit that notification bell. So hit the notification bell, and hit all so you are alerted of when I make new uploads. All right. I gotta bounce. Like saying I gotta go. But I'll be back for my next gaming video. So don't go anywhere. I'll be back a little bit later. Peace.